I'm Mary Crowley, and this is Zing, a show for children. Once upon a time, when my children were little, there was a show called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And one of the reasons that I have made up the song to start the show is I liked the songs that Mr. Rogers sang. May I please spend some time with you? I would like that, yes, I'd like that. Would you like that too? Today we have drawing. We have Linda Remington talking about rectangles and triangles. We have a puppet show. We have Ron on the harmonica. We have Wonder Feet Museum. We have all kinds of great things. So hope you stay with us. This word for today is star. This is one kind of star. And you can see there's stars all over here. But this is not the kind of star that you see in nature. This is called Starry Night by Van Gogh, the painter. And he gave the stars in the sky at night a kind of excitement, because I think he was excited about seeing them. And I am always excited. In the winter, or the spring, or the summer, or the fall, it doesn't matter. If there's a nice, clear night, you can see all kinds of stars in Vermont. There is another way to be a star, and that is to shine, to be happy, even if you don't feel like it, to be kind, to be helpful, to just be the kind of person that's an upper, not a downer, the kind of person that people want to be with. And so I encourage you to shine, to be a star. Now maybe you'll be a star like a famous singer or a basketball player, maybe. But maybe not. Maybe you'll be a star in your own way. You'll be the person that people like to be with. Star. Star starts with S. This is the letter. S. Sing. La 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 da 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 da. It also is the first letter of the word 6. The number for today is 6. This is an egg carton. And usually when you look in the egg carton, you think 12. However, if there are eggs in only half of the places, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I wrote the numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a good way to remember the number 6, because it's half of the egg carton. And I would think that a lot of houses would have egg cartons in the refrigerator. Color is so important. I decided that with oil pastels, which are not like crayons and not like oil paints, they're kind of crayons that look like oils, that I would put colors on a piece of paper. Because this time of year in Vermont, frequently, there isn't a lot of color. So I think it's important to have color. I brought 2 flower puppets, which are full of color. I brought the Star Bear, beautiful yellow, which is a warm color. This red heart is a warm color. I am dressed in all kinds of colors. And the green I have on because St. Patrick's Day is in the month of March. The red is because it's warm color. And then my pants are full of colors. They're pieces of fabric that are sewn together. There we go. So color, color, color. Also, down at the bottom of the easel, there's a picture from my book, I Love to Visit My Grammy. That is of Penelope and her Grammy dancing. There's lots of color. What have I, oh, here's a light blanket that we have in the television room, and if it's cold there, I like to use that because it's full of color. Here's red, here's yellow. Over there on the easel, there's a painting I did of shapes. And you can see red and orange and yellow and green and blue and purple. And it's mostly colors instead of just being white or black. Right now, we are going to have a segment by Linda Remington, and she is going to explain the shapes and give you a good idea of what they're all about.
Hi! Today we are going to talk about something that you see every day, every single day. And we're going to be talking about shapes. So these are all circles. Now we're going to go on to the next shape. The next shape is very different. This one has straight lines, no curves, not a one. But it does have 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this has straight lines. But notice the lines. These two are long lines. These two are short lines. And so what this is called a rectangle. One of the easy ways you can remember is because it begins with a sound, kind of like you have a bedroom. And a room that you sleep in usually has 4 sides to it, unless you sleep in a tent. I was in the grocery store and I found a container of carrots. And they also were in the shape of a rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 4 straight sides. And they were all put together in this one container that had a circle top. So somebody stuffed all these little rectangle carrots there. Then I went to where the cheeses were, and there was another rectangle. This one was made out of milk, and I love cheese. So this one, when I cut the cheese off, I'm cutting small rectangles. This is a larger rectangle. Rectangles, rectangles. And this is one of those bars that you can buy. And guess what? Long, short, long, short, rectangle. And I put on a tray that my niece sent me, and it's actually from Washington, D.C., where the president lives. And this is the house that he lives in. And she sent it to me for a gift. So when I was doing shapes, I want you to notice one short, one long, one long. It's a rectangle. But then I started looking, and if you look very closely at the windows on the White House, they're rectangles. Too short, too long. And I bet if you look at your own windows at your house, some of them might just be rectangles. And then, of course, I wasn't done looking, because on the back I looked to see, and I could see it was part of the picture, but then I noticed another rectangle that was smaller. And this makes it so that the dish will stay still on a table. Rectangles, rectangles, rectangles. The next one. This is a square shape. The only food that I could find that was exactly square was a graham cracker. I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure I would find a lot of things. I bought some cheese slices and I measured them. They weren't exactly square. Because for it to be square, each side has to be exactly the same size. So I was very, very surprised. I did find, though, this container, and it was perfect because the top of the container is a square. But guess what? The bottom is a square too, but it's smaller. And then if you look really carefully, there's a little extra square right there. So there really are 3 square shapes on here. And if you look again, right in the middle, there is a circle shape. So you never know which shape's going to show up. But the graham cracker squares stay very nicely in there. The only other square I found was at my house, which really is not to eat, but to put pans on that are hot. So the last shape I'm going to show you, which looks pretty yummy, is called a triangle. This also has straight lines, but it only has 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, some triangles have 2 sides the same as the bottom, but a lot of triangles do not. In the grocery store, I found quite a few triangles, and they're different sizes. They had these little crackers, and they had 1, 2, 3 straight sides. This one came to a point like this one, but it broke off, so I think I'll use this one instead. So it's 1, 2, 3 sides. But then I also found one of my favorite foods, and it's watermelon, which is a fruit, and it was cut in the shape of a triangle. I just can't help myself. I have to take it. They're just so good. Now, I could not find a triangular dish in my house. So instead, I found 3 dishes, which I'm putting a bottom, a side, and a side. So it looks like a triangle, but it's not perfect. But when I opened a grapefruit, which is circle shape, I started to look really close at it. And all of a sudden, I found triangles. And that's why a lot of people that like grapefruit, I always squinch up, so I like sweet things. They always get a spoon with the pointed top, and they dig out that part of grapefruit, and what's left is a triangle. Now, if you were really wanting to know how many triangles there are, you could count them. But these are triangles inside a circle. Go figure. This, of course, is one of my favorite foods. I like pastries and goodies, and this just happens to be a turnover that was in the shape of a triangle, and so of course it said buy me, buy me, buy me, and so I did. And it was really hard for me not to eat it. So thank you, and thank you for joining us, and have fun.
Thank you, Mrs. Remington. Puppets will be an important part of Zing from now on. So let's go on to the puppet theater. Hello, Tommy.
Hi, Margot.
You look sad right now. Are you sad?
Yes,
Can you tell me why?
I hate school.
Why, Tommy?
Susie said my hat is ugly.
So that made you sad?
Well, then she said my ears were ugly, and all the kids laughed. Then she said, "You're ugly, like your hat and your ears," and the kids laughed more.
That was not right for Susie to say those things. Did you tell anyone, Tommy?
I yelled, "Stop!"
Did Susie stop?
No. She kept laughing and pointing at me and saying, "Ugly, ugly, ugly."
And no one helped you?
No one.
Did anyone else say bad things?
Yes, Brenda and Mary Ellen.
Did you walk away?
I couldn't. They were everywhere.
Tell me more.
I kept yelling, "Stop, stop, stop." And then I pulled Mary Ellen's hair because I was mad and they wouldn't stop and I wanted them to stop.
Did they stop?
No, Mary Ellen started to cry and they all ran to tell the teacher.
What did the teacher say?
She said, "I can't pull hair."
Did she ask you why you pulled Mary Ellen's hair?
No.
Tommy, do you know what a bully is?
No.
May I tell you?
Okay.
A bully is someone who hurts someone else. Someone can hurt you with words or by hitting. Do you understand?
So when I pulled Mary Ellen's hair, was I a bully?
If you walked up to her and just pulled her hair, then yes.
But I didn't.
I know. You pulled her hair because she hurt you with words.
And laughing. Sometimes laughing hurts.
You're right, Tommy. Sometimes laughing hurts.
I wanted to cry.
It's okay to cry.
Not at my house, it's not. It's not okay to cry.
It's okay to cry when you hurt. Let's talk about school again, okay?
Okay.
Do you have a friend at school?
Yeah, Joey.
Good. Do you and Joey play outside?
Yep, whenever he's there.
Do you have another friend when Joey isn't there?
Cody.
Good. Let's pretend, okay?
Okay.
Let's pretend that you and Joey are playing outside and Susie says to you, "Your hat is ugly," okay?
Okay.
What can you do?
Play with Joey, I guess?
Yes, very good idea. Pay no attention. What else?
Say, "Stop, stop, you're a bully."
Another good idea. What if she doesn't?
Run away?
Another good idea. Any more?
No.
How about go and find a grown-up? Say that you think Susie is being a bully, that Susie's words hurt you.
I guess so.
Let's play pretend again.
Okay.
Let's pretend that Mary Ellen comes up and points at you and laughs, okay?
Okay.
What would you do?
Tell her to stop.
Excellent. What if she doesn't stop?
Can I hit her?
No. Hitting doesn't help. It makes things worse. We all have to use words,
Even grown-ups?
especially grown-ups. Any other ideas?
Nope.
What about asking Mary Ellen if she'd like to join you and Cody playing your game? Sometimes changing things helps.
Margot, do you mean if she's pointing at me and saying bad things and laughing, You want me to ask her to play instead?
Yes.
What if she says no?
And just say, okay, and finish your game. Pay no attention to her.
Can I go play now, Margot?
Of course. Come back soon, and we can talk some more.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you, Lynn, for writing the puppet show and for being the voice of one of the puppets. Ron Pulser plays the guitar and sings. He also plays the harmonica. So here's Ron.
The harmonica is a wind instrument, and that means that you breathe in and out. In fact, this is the only wind instrument that you can play in both directions, breathing out and in, or exhaling and inhaling. So you can play a chord, you just open your mouth wide.
What does a chord mean?
Okay, that's a good question. A chord is more than one note together. So on a harmonica, there's 10 holes, and you're playing more than one hole together. A note is when you just play a single hole.
Can you play just a single note on a harmonica?
Sure.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
That's a little tricky, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
It takes a little more practice to do that.
All right,
Yeah.
okay. So, this is making music using holes, essentially. The holes go from one side of the instrument to the other, right?
Right, and there's actually what they call reeds inside of here that vibrate when you blow the air over it. So
Okay.
it's invisible to you, but they're in there. If you were to take your harmonica apart, you would actually see them in there.
You know, that's a great size. I mean, if you could play the harmonica, you could have it with you all the time.
Right.
And play it anytime.
Yeah, you just put it in your pocket, and there you go. You don't have to put it in a case like a guitar.
No, exactly. You don't have to lug it around. It's
Yeah.
easy. All right, now, do you want to play "Ode to Joy" as you did on the guitar? Or do you want to say something else about the harmonica?
Okay, just a few more things. So there's 10 holes, and it's actually 3 instruments in one, in the sense that the left side is where you would play mostly chords. The middle is where you would play melodies, and then you can play some melodies in the higher end, but you're missing one note. And then the pattern changes. So you have to actually memorize 3 different patterns.
It's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, it's a kind of deceptively.
Right.
It's not that difficult, but it's
Well, you
but
know
it's a little
music,
bit
though.
easier. It's not as easy as you might think when you get into it. But
Right.
okay, so I'm going to do the chords here on this side. So I was on the left side, and then on the middle section, I can do the do re mi scale like I did on the guitar. And I was breathing out and in.
Amazing. Just amazing.
So,
All right. Anything else? Or shall we
No, that's
sing?
it. So
well, I'll be singing
I
La
can't
La.
do La
You
La.
can't do it, of course.
But you can.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
That was wonderful. Singing and playing instruments is a lifetime sport.
Right?
It's not something you have to give up when you get older.
Right.
And so it really is, I think it's really important to sing or play an instrument or somehow make
Right,
music by
right.
yourself or with other people.
Right. So on the harmonica, real quick, you can play different types of instruments. You can play folk songs, hymns. You can even play some popular songs if you know the melody.
Right.
And would you like me to do the train real quick?
Yes, go to the train.
Okay, real quick. So I'm going to do start out playing some chords, and then I'm going to speed it up just a little bit, like a train taking off down the track, and I'll end up with a whistle.
Okay.
So like the Amtrak train downtown.
Right. thank you again for sharing with us. Wonder Feet Museum is on Center Street in Rutland. It is a place for children to play and learn, to play and discover, to play and be with parents or other children, to play in one way and then go across the room and find another way to play. So I really, really recommend going to Wonder Feet. Here's what you'll see. We're in front of the cave. There is a crawl-through entrance and there is a walk-through entrance. And once you're in the cave, you can use a small flashlight to write on the wall, and it's magic. Your line from the flashlight stays on the wall.
You can also push a big red button and get back against the wall, and there's going to be a big flash. And when that flash happens, your shadow is frozen on the wall, so you can turn around and see your shadow.
Thank you, Myra Pepper. We are so very grateful that you started Wonder Feet. I'm going to draw for you now shapes. These are oil pastels. They're like crayons, but they make a different kind of mark. All right, first of all, here's a circle. A perfect circle? Not necessarily. It's a circle. The circle shape is in a lot of letters. That's one of the reasons to learn it. This is a rectangle. This is a triangle. 3 sides. Tri means 3. You could turn this into a flower with different sized petals. You could turn this into a tall building and put another tall building here and another one here. All right, circle, rectangle, triangle. I'm going to do a shamrock. A shamrock, and I looked this up so I know for sure that a shamrock has 3 different sections. Right down here we have the stem. Now over here, if you make a V, that doesn't look like a shamrock. But if you take that V and then you make a curve and another curve, it's like a heart. So it's one of the petals of the shamrock. Now, let's make a V out this way. And if you don't know what a V is, it's 2 lines that come to a point. And you make a curved line, another curved line, and there you have another petal. Then another one, and another one, and a curve, and a curve, and that's a shamrock. Now, there's not time to fill up everything, but you can do this. I always like to do this. I like to put some color instead of just leaving outlines. It just, I don't know, just satisfies me more. And then I think I'll put a little down here. And this is a shamrock. And that is for the Irish. St. Patrick's Day is March 17th. And that's a holiday that people celebrate in a big way. I made up another little song. And it's very simple, very, very simple. You're a star, yes you are. You're a special sort of star, yes you are. So, shine, be kind, use words that help, not hurt. Smile, give, be kinder than necessary. Shine with all your might. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.